I made a full review about Jurassic World Dominion. You guys can check out this video, and I would strongly advise that you check out that video before watching or listening to this one. I'm going to go ahead and do some gameplay because I've been trying to relax more and I love playing video games and I just missed it. So, something to look at while you guys listen in between clips. But something I wanted to come on and talk about that pertains to movie culture and fandoms is how passionate people are. I appreciate when people are passionate about a fandom. I am very passionate about fandoms. That's why when movie studios are cashing out or not putting as much passion into certain franchises, Star Wars guys, you can attest to this, even though I'm not a fan of Star Wars because I haven't watched past the first movie, only recently having watched it. You get very passionate when somebody ruins your franchise. And what does that mean? What does ruining a franchise mean? Because there is this thing that's going on the internet now that's very annoying. And when somebody comes out and likes something and praises it, even with all its issues, but they had a good time and they said, you know what, it's cheesy, but at least it was a well packaged entertainment thing. And if they say they like it, everybody loses their minds. They're like, yes, yes, of course, yes, amen, amen. But the minute someone comes out and says that they don't like something and that they were disappointed or they feel like this is not living up to the spirit of the franchise, all of a sudden people start accusing them of jumping on a bandwagon or hate train. And I'm just so confused. I am so confused because nobody says people are, jumping on some kind of train or because it's trendy to like something when someone is liking something. When Primal, Jenny Tartakovsky's show came out, oh my god, that show is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It is so hard for me to find issues with it. Like, aside, I think one of the main issues I could find with it, and I had pointed this out, were the inconsistencies in the size of Fang, the dinosaur that goes along on the journey with the main character's spear. And that is, yeah, that's basically the only inconsistency. Any other issue I find with it is so minuscule compared to the whole package. The story is linear, yet you can have episodic adventures that have to do with their journey. The characters have development, everything's cohesive, and Jenny Tartakovsky manages to do this without ever making any of them speak. It is ridiculous. I think like near the end, very near the end of the season, that is when one person, or two people actually, I don't want to spoil it too much for people who haven't seen it, but they utter a word or something, or a phrase, and it is so memorable. And nobody said anything when everybody was going on. I think I only like two people that didn't like it. Two people. Of all the people I've spoken with that didn't like it. I didn't go up to those people and say, fuck is wrong with you, bro? Ew. You just disliking because it's trendy to dislike things. The fuck? No. I asked them, first of all, I said, you didn't like it? I'm so sorry you didn't like it. What about it didn't you like? Because I genuinely want to know. I like to see different perspectives. It's not going to stop me from liking it, but I don't feel personally attacked if somebody doesn't like something that I like. And one of the people got back to me and they're like, it's just ridiculous and, it's just not their thing. They couldn't really point out what it was. They wanted some like dialogue or something, and the dinosaur design was stupid. And I said, okay, I can understand that. I personally love all the designs, but I can understand and I tried to identify with them because I said there are some animations that have great stories, but the animation style itself kind of puts me off because it hurts my eyes. Doesn't mean the story's bad, but it's hard to get past watching it. So I try to go on level with that person and not make them feel bad for having a different opinion. If I were acting like half the people are acting out here in the Jurassic Park fandom, I would be like, you're a piece of shit, you're just hating because it's trendy to hate, the franchise doesn't deserve all this hate, it's people like you that ruined franchise. The fuck is wrong with these people? I'm gonna be straight up, I'm gonna go back into my Brooklyn and just say, shut the fuck up. Shut the everlasting fuck all the way up. If people do not like something, they do not like something. You can still be a fan of something and don't like it. Great example, you even see this in movies, right? In Game of Thrones, everyone should have watched it by now, but spoilers, the season 8, everyone loved Game of Thrones, right? Until season 8, because it was very palpable that the writers did not give a damn about the show anymore, and they were rushing so that they could go on to another project, because the way that they threw together season 8, every single person, most people were like, ugh, what did you do with the cat? What happened with this? What, all of a sudden, this person's insane. What happened with Daenerys? How all of a sudden did she just... We were missing an entire season or quite a few episodes to lead up to that.
I'm not here to be Queen of the Ashes.
And I think there was an ending on YouTube that somebody put together with the Saw music, and it was epic, because if that had been the ending, everybody would have been like, okay, what they put together at the end makes total fucking sense. Because you have to go watch it. Go look up Game of Thrones ending, how it should have ended with the Saw music, and you'll know exactly what I mean. You'd be like, oh my god. In my headcanon, this is the actual true ending. And, but all of us who were fans of Game of Thrones were pissed off and disappointed because of the lackluster care that was given to the final season. Do we hate the franchise? No. I still look very fondly of Game of Thrones. As a matter of fact, I recently watched it over, except for season 8. I recently watched the whole thing over, and I loved it. But I hated what they did with that show. I hated it. And even though I loved it, I loved the dragons, I loved the characters, I was very vocal about not liking it. It doesn't mean I hate the entire franchise. I would love to watch House of Targaryen to see where it goes, even though it doesn't make any sense, because people already know the story. But I'm interested to see what else is there, as long as those two fucking writers are not doing it, because clearly you can't do that to people. Like, you can't. It's like me making one of my stories and you guys are like, can you finish it? And I'm like, and then a bomb dropped on them the end, and I walked away, and like, I didn't care about the franchise anymore. I didn't care about the fans. I just wanted to cash a check. I'm like, it's still gonna get views because people are still, they're invested, so they're still gonna watch. They're gonna hate it, whatever. That's how it came off. And that is an example of how you can like a franchise, but hate a product that is put out in the name of that franchise. I don't know why that is such an alien concept for people who are grown-ass gray-back people to understand. It just baffles me. I have seen most of you, though, in the comment sections of other YouTubers and my video say, you know, I liked it personally. Yeah, there were some issues, but I loved it. And I heart your comment, or I'm like, yeah, you know, what did you like about it? What was your favorite part? Just because I didn't doesn't mean I'm gonna get on you. And they were respectable enough. Those people, thank you for being so mature, because you can come together with other people who have difference in opinion and enjoy something. I still enjoyed parts about it, but I think the franchise deserves better than just a boom, 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 look at this, dinosaur here, dinosaur there, everywhere. The Mosasaurus is hugging humpback whales, even though it eats them. Like, it deserves a little bit more respect than that. And that's all I'm saying. And as I said to one person in the comment section, you know, when they were like bowing over for these companies and saying, a lot of work and money went into this, doesn't deserve all this hate. Oh, so because people put money and work into something, we're supposed to just kiss their ass and eat their anus? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. If somebody puts out a product that you don't like, and because they made money and their time went into it, and you expect that because of those only qualities or requirements, you should just automatically like it, then you're a fucking shill. You're a shill, and you're a cultish mentality person. That sounds like some religious shit. Like, I'm sorry. I am an atheist. I know I say this and people hate me for it, but coming from my background, not attacking anybody else's faith, for me personally, I don't think it right to see something or interpret something as somebody killing someone, you know, a god killing a whole bunch of people because, you know, they can't help liking someone of the same sex, so they're supposed to be stoned to death, and their entire family's supposed to be stoned to death, and I'm supposed to just blindly just love him because, well, he doesn't deserve all that hate because he made us, you know, and, you know, it's you can't explain it, but don't speak bad about it because he is who he is. No. I am never that kind of person. I don't do that shit. This is the kind of pitchfork mentality, and it's very dangerous because it reminds me of Salem's witch. What was it story about this the witches that got burnt, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon, ironically, to burn these people because they were different, you know, because they were terrified of their community becoming soiled with demons or some stupid shit like that. It's so freaking dumb, and it makes you look like a radical weirdo. It is just a franchise, and if we come to the If we come to the point in life where we're supposed to just like anything that people shove in our throat, then why would they even want to put quality back in the franchise to give us better stuff so that everyone can enjoy it? Don't you think the Jurassic Park franchise and franchises in general deserve more than that? It is people like this. Like, I wasn't going to say anything because everybody's open to their own opinion, but so many of these people are coming out and attacking us for liking something. So I just want to say, turn it back around and say it is you people who are doing that shit that is causing movies and franchises to go downhill, because you're like baby birds who open who open your mouths and just anything that you feed me, mama, I will just deep throat it for you because I trust you completely and I'm grateful for anything you stuff down my fucking throat. Give me a goddamn break. Give me a fucking break and jump all the way off my dick and balls. It is so annoying, and I cannot believe, I am still in total shock that there are people out there that exist like this. And I've seen it, I've tried to keep quiet, but it's like every time everyone is minding their own business, you have these group of people who are the vocal majority, or vocal minority, I should say, who come out and call the rest of the fans who have an issue with something trolls and review bombers. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't happen, but over the past, I've noticed 5 to 10 years, anytime someone has an issue with something and they're like, this wasn't well put together, you know, this could have been done better. Still enjoyable? Maybe not. But it is nowhere near the quality. Every time they come out and say that, oh, look at these people hating. Bitch, what? Are you the kind of people that never had parents to discipline you? Or your teachers never told you, hey, you need to do this properly? It seems as though these class of people have no class whatsoever because they were never held to a standard where they have to be accountable for their actions or for quality or for anything that they would put forward that people would value. They have no value. They don't know what the word value means. And that's why they're okay with just eating shit that people fart into their mouths. So if you're going to come out here and attack people for having a difference of opinion that's probably negative, and you want to lump us all into some coagulated suitcase that an alien is going to take across the ocean and spread disease so that everybody can turn into aliens too, if you're going to do that shit, I would ask you before you do, stop. Close your mouth. Introspect. Why am I so offended over someone not liking what I'm liking? One argument that people would make is, it will ruin the franchise. You know, we're not going to get any more. Really? It never occurred to you, if a lot of people don't like something, to wonder why, to listen to what they're saying instead of just going on the offense? If that's the case, how many people do you know hate Jurassic Park, the original one? Just a question. I'll sit there and I'll wait. I'll even pause for a minute so you can sit there and wonder what that number is or what the reception was of people who know Jurassic Park. Do. Yeah, because most people who saw the movie loved it. Most people. Are we being idiots because we're being trendy to like something that doesn't deserve to be liked? Did Jurassic Park have issues? Yes, of course it had issues. It had lots of issues and mistakes. There were parts where the T-Rex obviously looked like an animatronic. There was some of the dialogue that was kind of cringe. However, the totality of the package was so well done, and you could feel the passion that went behind this. You can feel it. It wasn't a sequel riding off the coattails of a franchise name. It was an original movie and a concept of its time that made people feel something. The awe when Ellie Sattler took off her glasses and we didn't know what the hell she was looking at because she's never seen a dinosaur before and she was expecting one to walk in front of her in full view and it's moving and she's wondering and processing, is this, what did they drug, what is happening? And then you put that same scene, you take an epic scene, and you put that same scene in the finale of the series because she's looking at locusts and how terrifying they are, or whatever the hell she's, or the crops. What, I don't even remember because it was so like, and when we criticize something like that, or we say that, you know, the end fight was cringy because of how it ended. And we laugh at that because there's honestly nothing else to do. And you get offended over that. You have serious issues. You need to make an appointment with your psychologist and to go and ask, why are you feeling this way about people who happen to not enjoy something as much as you do? I mean, it's like eating ass and then getting upset that other people don't like eating ass and then calling them hate, or just they're just trendsetters. They're trying to be trendy to hate eating ass. Bitch, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And yeah, don't knock it till you try it and whatever, but some people will look at that and say, you know what? I don't know. Or maybe it's the way that person was eating ass. If they were, it might turn me the fuck off. I don't know. It's the noises. It's the way they look. It's the oil. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't sit well with me. It's an intimate thing. It's something that people can use to bond. It's just not your shtick. It's not something that you would choose. Why is that so hard of a concept to grasp? That not everybody is going to like what you like. And I wanted to put that out there because I guess these people probably aren't aware of how stupid they look, but you look stupid. You look and sound very stupid and overly sensitive, like I seem right now, over a goddamn movie. Just saying. It is okay for you to say that I liked it. Ask us why we didn't like it. Ask us why we didn't like it and wait for the answer instead of just going on the offense and being like, you know what's so funny? She's hurt. I'm so hurt that you don't like it. Fuck all the way off, bitch. You obviously didn't grow up in a neighborhood or in a life where you had to fight for anything to survive or to appreciate the little that you have, because this level of entitlement, this first world problems, especially in light of a freaking recession, like, you people need to go out there and learn to work and provide for yourselves and other people. And maybe then certain things like this won't look and feel so painful to you based on someone's difference of opinion. Oh my God. Wow. Anyways, rant aside, I'm going to double down and say, yeah, they could have done better with this movie. There were so many good concepts in there that did not all deserve to be in one muddled mess. It's like nobody cared. They sat at home on their couches during the pandemic and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this together. Clearly, this movie was put together by seemingly different people directing it, different parts of the movie, and then they just came together when they were able to see each other during the pandemic, and they're like, that looks good? Yeah. I want to go back home now. I miss being home. I can stay on my couch and do this. I don't want to be here. It feels like nothing went into this. It feels like Rona sucked it dry. Could it have been a better movie if they weren't working from home and, you know, certain things with people, certain things require people to be in person for it to be good. It probably still would have been a mess if that were the case, because there's other movies in the past that were a mess and people were still on set. I went to film school, and when I put together my project, I put my heart and soul into it. And when I showed it to my teacher, he fucked it up. He said, "This is ass." And I was like, shit. And then he told me the lighting was off, the dialogue was forced. Like, he told me. And I spent a month putting that together, and it was a short film. But he said the camera, and you broke the 180 rule like 3 times. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're too close. This scene right here, you know, the lighting is off here. 1 minute you're in shadow, 1 minute you're in this. He picked it apart and threw it in my face and said, you're a good student. I don't know what this shit is. Fucking go back and do it. He didn't even let me finish. He just gave the disc back. He was like, no, I'm not accepting this from you. You can do better. Did I cry and tell my teacher, my film teacher, that he was an asshole and he's just hating? No. Did it hurt my feelings? Yeah, of course it hurt my feelings. Does he give a damn that I put that much work and soul into it? No. Because at the end, the consumer is the one that judges the finished product. And if he doesn't like it, because I'm making it for him, you know, not for myself, then it is my job to make sure that I put out something that is of quality. It can still have the passion behind it, but it also has the quality. And as someone who actually went to fucking film school, that is something that's 101 that people tell you. Make sure you have a cohesive story. If there is too much going on, you're going to lose your audience. It needs to make sense. There are times when in my class, we would make up a story and the film teacher would come and he would say, why is this person doing this? Oh, because of this. He's like, that's not necessary. That's gonna bump up the runtime. It's not necessary to the story. Is it necessary to the story? Well, and we would always think it is. And he's like, no, you could tell the story this way and that not be necessary. Show, not tell. Okay, go back and do, you know how many takes oh my God, for one fucking scene, took a whole day. Like, So I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. I'm not an expert like these people, but the people who usually are coming out and blabbering their mouths like Big Bird on steroids, they usually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It is awful. The story is awful. So, that being said, if you enjoyed it, good for you. If other people didn't enjoy it, good for them. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, these people still get paid, and if people come forward and say they don't like something, guess what it will do? Maybe they will make another one. Or maybe, I don't know, shocking that this could happen, it will cause studios to jump up on their ass and maybe try a little harder to have respect for the fans and people in general and make something with quality. Jesus Christ. These people are so fucking sensitive. It makes my brain hurt. Any of you, if you have your comments or whatever, you could discuss it below. Please, for the love of God, don't bully each other in the comments and threaten each other in the comments. I used to just leave that stuff up because whatever, but I'm not going to stand for that. If anybody starts acting the fool, I'm going to block you. I'm going to start turning to those other YouTubers because you should be able to have a civil conversation with each other and say, hey, this is why I didn't like it. This is why I did like it. It's okay. It's not that serious. It's just a movie. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.